And calls to have President Uhuru Kenyatta swear in the remaining 6 judges out of the 41 nominated by the Judicial Service Commission continue to dominate the corridors of justice, with the latest being the former Chief Justice Willy Mutunga. Christening the 6 judges as Uhuru's list of hate, Mutunga tells President Uhuru Kenyatta that state office is not a personal property of any individual or office, and his refusal to swear in them signals a dangerous dalliance with impunity. And as Mwangi Maina now reports, Mutunga adds that if President Uhuru Kenyatta cannot obey the Constitution, he should resign or seek an early retirement.
I, Ngoge Grace Mumbi, a judge of the Court of Appeal.
In a bold letter addressed to President Uhuru Kenyatta, former Chief Justice Willy Mutunga says that he has chosen to address the impasse surrounding the appointment of judges left out by the president, as it signals a dangerous dalliance with impunity, especially with the highest office in the land. Mutunga says, and I quote, "These occurrences are intentional, persistent, defiant and brazen, fueled by an inexplicable determination to overrun the barricades of Kenya's constitutional order." End of quote. Mutunga adds that it is expected that any person seeking public office is well versed with the Constitution of Kenya and its dictates, as well as understanding the limits of power and authority of that office. Mutunga says that any public servant who does not respect the Constitution does not deserve to be in office, as they took an oath to protect, defend and promote it. If any public officer does not like the powers the Constitution donates to them, or find the exercising of those powers annoyingly inconvenient, they have no business continuing to occupy those offices. Resignation and early voluntary retirement are readily available options that the Constitution merely provides. End of quote. Mutunga tells President Kenyatta that JSC did its work and he is obliged to appoint all recommended judges without hesitation, review or negotiation. Mutunga adds that the standoff in swearing the 6 judges is occasioned by President Kenyatta's hardened stance in wrongdoing. This, he says, and I quote, "Sadly, it has done so in a manner that lowers the esteem of the office, undermines the rule of law, and erodes public confidence in the elevated majesty of statecraft and in the granularity in administration of justice." End of quote.
A view to upholding the dignity.
Mutunga continues with his lamentation towards President Kenyatta, whom he accuses of not presenting any adverse reports to the JSC concerning the 6 judges at the appropriate time, leaving the JSC with no option but to make recommendations to him. Mutunga says this should have been a common sense approach that has worked before. Mutunga adds that the president's conduct has been beneath dignity of the high office that he holds, which requires honor and abjures bad tempers.
The Constitution as by law is...
Mutunga says President Kenyatta's exercise of power is reckless, insensitive and outstandingly bad, and his refusal to swear in the remaining judges is driven by his anger towards them and not principle. Mutunga says President Kenyatta may not be having any actionable information on the judges. He asks the president to resist the temptation of being crowned with the pettiness of power and immediately appoint the 6 judges. He ends his letter to President Kenyatta by telling him that, and I quote, "Mr. President, you bear a burden of history to do the right thing for Kenya's constitution, her institutions, and the general public. Discharge the burden. Simply do the right thing." End of quote. Mwangi Maina, TV 47, Nairobi.